Move on to yet another voice, and you just heard Godrej Consumer give a small peek into what went in that quarter. Vivek Gambhir, MD of the company, now joins us on the show to speak about how the quarters ahead look like. Vivek, good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. You seem to be doing something right for your numbers to look the way they are when the sector around is not doing all that well. Volume growth across your peers has not been that impressive. There has been slight uptick on margins, but your uptick has been much higher than that as well. What's gone right for you this quarter? Can that continue?
Definitely. I think, we feel very hopeful and confident that we will be able to sustain and improve our performance going forward. Clearly, the environment is improving, and as I pointed out, volume growth in home and personal care 12 months ago was less than 1%. That volume growth has inched up to 4 to 5%. Clearly, the numbers are still below, I think, what we were anticipating. So the market still remains a bit subdued. And quarter three, unfortunately, was softer than quarter one and quarter two. But setting quarterly volatility aside, I think things are picking up and they are looking marginally better than where they were about 12 months ago. From our point of view, I think what has gone well clearly is our focus on driving leadership in a few categories. Second of all, our innovation pipeline remains very robust. Third of all, we have been investing a lot in distribution, both in urban and rural. And these efforts have been underway for the last couple of years. And over the next 12 months, you will continue to see further improvements in our performance.
Vivek, it's been commendable that you've managed to, clock a 9% volume growth for your India business at a time when some of the larger MNC companies have been sort of crying and have had disastrous numbers when it comes to the volumes in this quarterly performance. Do you hope to sustain this 9% growth when it comes to India volumes? Or, for that matter, can you even better it in the future quarters?
Our hope clearly will be to try and better this. See, typically our volume growth tends to be somewhere between 1.5 to 2x the industry volume growth. And so as I mentioned, the industry volume growth has been about 5%. And so our volume growth has been about 1.6 times what the industry growth has been. And that's the kind of effort, we keep on trying to sustain both through innovations, competitive investments and distribution.
Vivek, the fact that your volume growth is higher than the industry average, is this largely because of you gaining market share from your competition, or these are new product launches and these new product launches never existed, and these new launches are adding to your aggregate volume growth?
It's a combination of both. Clearly, our strategy has been to focus on a few things, but in the areas that we participate in, we tend to be the innovation leaders and the market leaders. So some of our growth has come from innovating in the core and through distribution gains, extending our leadership in these categories, but also a fair chunk of this growth comes from new product launches. So about 15% of our revenues come from new product launches. It's a combination both of further driving our core to full potential, along with expanding into adjacencies to new innovation. So our new brands like Godrej Air, our air freshener brand, BePlant, our premium hairstyling brand, Protect, our health and wellness brand, along with our core brands, is contributing to this growth momentum.
Vivek, over the course of years, Godrej Consumer has really expanded out of India. You've gone to emerging markets. 10 years ago, emerging markets were different. Now emerging markets are contracting, and especially some of the Latin economies. Are you worried about the emerging market exposure, both in terms of growth and also in terms of currency?
I think near term, there are certainly some concerns we have to watch out for, particularly in terms of the volatility of some currencies. But typically what we found is that as long as we can manage near-term volatility through selective price increases and through cost reduction, the focus is again on brand building and market share gains. We have some amazing brands in these international markets with very strong positions. And setting aside some of the near-term concerns, we all know that all the future growth in the world will be in these emerging markets. And so from a long-term perspective, I think we have the right geographic footprint. We will ride out these near-term uncertainties and ensure that we can deliver good near-term performance. But the long-term prospects of our portfolio are extremely positive.
To hear such a confident you, Vivek, and good luck for the future quarters as well.
Thank you very much.
That's the word coming in from Vivek Gambhir. Much unlike what we've seen from some of the other FMCG majors, Godrej Consumer, impressive volume growth, more importantly, a confident management of only bettering the volume performance as opposed to the industry average. 0.6% higher for Godrej Consumer. The rest of the market, again, continues to be a little limp. Just Dial, Bharti Infratel,